they're mostly in it. They're mostly just trying to use a couple abilities, set themselves up for physical attacks. There you see the E play with on the Lee Sin. Not a bad move there because I got a little bit over aggressive on that one. There you see the us boarding Dragon completely this time because we didn't really get the best sight here. There you see a ward play there because I want to get sight on them as we do this. I go into a drain play. So Fiddles is really great for Dragon and Baron control. He can pretty much, because of the way that he works, his consistent damage, especially in the early game, makes him immensely useful for taking out Dragon and Baron. Even if he's not the jungler, he can really assist the jungler in a way that you don't normally see. There you see the Lee Sin throw his Q. I step in. He immediately backs away. At this point, I think they're kind of afraid of us as a group. The comp here is pretty solid, especially because they've lost their Mumu, which means their Galio is their tank basically, and they don't have the ult suppression that they really were looking for. They obviously, as an arranged team, probably picked this comp both because they're probably both all good with these characters, at least hopefully. And then the second part of it is the way that they all work. They have tons and tons of AoE here. They have AoE, they have great suppression. Generally, all the stuff you really need to make a team fight go your way when you stack it on paper. Problem is, on paper fights never really make sense the way that you try to stack your comp that way, unless you can actually guarantee that everything's going to go off perfectly. So that being said, obviously the Amumu Kennen ults, very great AoE. Always good to try to catch those in concert if you can. Not always going to happen, but both individually are really strong. So you don't really need them all to go off. You know, we are not really guaranteeing that Fiddles, Amumu, and Kennen are all going to throw their ults at the same time and all going to get it. Here you see me look at our Mumu, making sure that, you know, he's getting blue there. I kind of start walking here. Not the best strategy to just kind of be walking around, but so far, you know, I see 2 on the map. Highly unlikely that the cat's that far back, and that our teammates like way up here where they really can't defend. There you just see some pretty good play there. Fortunately, our Kennen goes down. There's the flash play by the Galio. Jackson Mumu coming up and around. There's a ward drop. I think they're looking at trying to take these red. No, they're just looking at taking these golems here. Makes sense to take the golems. You know, they don't have a jungler, so you might as well just clear the camp. Also, we're in such a winning state that it's not bad for a camp to reset anyway, because more than likely you're going to be the one coming around to take it again. Here you see me going to bottom to pretty much just solo. I can get really good experience. The Lee Sin can't really hurt me, and that comes down to experience and reach. You know, I know Lee Sin's range. I know what he can do, and I also know that unfortunately right now he's got to play a 4v5 game, and a 4v5 game that he was already losing, and it kind of just gets worse as the game goes on. Problem with 4v5s is they're very, very tough to win. They're not as tough to win if the guy DCs immediately or DCs in the first 2 levels. If he DCs anytime after that, it's very, very hard to come back. And that has a lot to do with the fact that as they get higher in level, if they've died at all, they're really hurting their team. The experience leech, well, I won't call it experience leeching, but technically it's experience leeching at this point. The experience leeching can be irritating and difficult to deal with. However, it would be just the same as if that person was not in your lane that entire time, even for team fights. There you see me drop a ward, making sure that, you know, our guys have nice, clean passage to mid, and also setting myself up for later, because I now know that I have 3 minutes and I can utilize this side to do ult plays. Or at least I've utilized it to potentially use for ult plays if they did not ward. Here you see we've got a ward here. We catch their cat completely off position. I get caught, so I back up a little. Because, of course, that grants sight, which means, obviously, they have sight on all of us. There's Galio. Our team just swarms their Galio. I look to ult play right here. Very key point. I ult